Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and everyone out there, all the viewers at home. Welcome to another Metroid Prime Randomizer Tournament 2023 race. This is our Week 5 settings. This is Major Minor Split and all blue doors. So gonna have a lot of options for routing with no doors blocking us. Beams aren't as important as they used to be. And gonna see probably a lot of bosses because a lot of bosses are major checks. I'm joined by Baja Blood, and we've got Pure Roulette on the tracker.
And yep, today we're featuring Schwartz Gandhi versus awp. Both runners sitting at 2-2. So really playing for their lives. There is some narrow path to the playoffs for either of them if they manage to win out these last couple games and get a little bit of help from their previous opponents in terms of the tiebreakers. Yeah, I think this should be a pretty good matchup. Hard for me to actually predict a favorite here. I think this is actually a pretty even.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think that both these racers have a very good amount of skill and amount of knowledge, so it's likely to be very fair and very interesting.
We will be starting off right away with our favorite trick. Love doing this with when my hands are cold, but yeah, both runners getting it pretty quick here. With our space jump first. Let's see what we got here now. Just an artifact. Interesting.
One less artifact to read later.
Yeah, we take it. One less artifact to be in a cursed place like OP.
That too. But that also means one more item check that isn't our progression, or an early one. So.
Yeah, pluses and minuses. Better than a nothing. I guess we'll say that.
Yep. Yes. Yep. So seven nothings in the pool, and they will be on our major locations, which is unfortunate, but does mean that the items will be fairly spread out. We'll be getting to see probably some interesting routing as we continue forward. So once we start getting some of our movement systems like morph ball, space jump, bombs.
But yeah, speaking of 7-0s, we do have a couple runners agreements. We are starting with Charge Beam like we normally do. This preset by default doesn't have it, so that does bring us back up to having 7-0s. And we will be seeing some Spring Ball once we get our Morphin Bombs. Been a pretty popular area this tournament. Feature from Trilogy getting back ported to Prime. Always pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that ever ends up being a standard rather than an RA.
Yeah.
I have my fingers crossed it's the latter, but or it stays the latter.
I'm an old fogey. I'm not a fan, but if the times change, I'll have to adapt, I suppose. Alright, Storage Depot B. Early hint check here from Schwartz. Sendina. Power Chamber. Thardus. And Zoid. Well, already one major boss going to be required. Still to TBD about OP and or Plant.
Someone's already typed it in chat. Very good. My typing skills are subpar. Yeah, I definitely feel like early artifact reading, as much as it's been debated in the past weeks, that this week you definitely want to read the hints. With only so many locations available to you, being able to know that if there's an early check like Ruined Shrine that you don't need to go to immediately for progression, it can definitely help your routing a lot.
Yeah, with Space Jump I'm a little less concerned, but yeah, if you don't get anything from those first two checks, it can be really nice. If you know Ruined Shrine's an artifact, you just skip it for now.
Yeah, because if, like, say you didn't have Space Jump, and that way you could also route in both Tower of Light and Tower Chamber afterwards.
Nice early E-Tank here on the Grapple Ledge. Awp is going to happily take this. With the number of minor locations we skip, E-Tanks could definitely be at a premium in this preset. So
yeah, I think the highest I've seen this week for E-Tanks is about 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Which honestly is It's a lot, but I've also seen lots of racers where they end up just having 2 or 3 at the end.
A little grapple beam. That's progression, I suppose. Doesn't do a whole lot for us. Logically, it is required, I believe, for plasma processing. That's about it. Potentially to climb up to Storage Depot B if you don't have access through waste disposal. Getting artifact number 2 out of Tower Chamber. And yeah, both runners making this play. This makes a ton of sense. You know, we got three majors in a pretty condensed location here, all accessible with the space jumps. Why not go get them? Logically, we might be a little bit ahead of the curve on Tower of Light here. That's going to require 7 expansions to be available. Well, launcher and 6 expansions. Or is it 7? Launcher and 7, yeah. Supers.
Fortunately, not the greatest find. Doesn't really block anything for us. Only if you go for Flogger without Spider or doing early wild. No, we both know the pains of that.
I sure didn't realize that it's different NSJ, which makes a ton of sense once you think about it for a second, but I sure didn't. Popcorn for the R-Jump strat, that's cool. Don't get to see that very often here in Tower of Light, but gets it. Schwartz taking a little bit of a lead at exiting this little area. Op also will have to make a very brief detour for that grapple if they want it. Although Schwartz did not pick up that E-Tank yet, so we may see that coming up here.
Yeah, I think that's likely. All these scarabs are pretty scary with no E-Tanks, no suits.
Imagine having charge and supers, but you still can't open the tree because you have 0 missiles.
Yeah. We'll have to keep out for the our eyes out for the logical launcher.
Mm-hmm. What could be here? Still, Morph is likely. Varia is actually possible too, I think.
Yep, could be Varia for what do we got? Warrior Shrine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Warrior Shrine's become an interesting morph ball location with that scan dash being dropped to beginner. That's been happening a lot more. Or I guess at all, I suppose, because yeah, previously you would need morph to do the boost slot. And morph ball. All right.
Okay, so with that, probably going to stick around in Chozo some more.
Another free E-Tank. That's actually really nice that we've already found a couple of those. Yeah, I'm usually pretty willing to red in some of the miners early, but as you get farther and farther in the seed, like I'm going to spend less and less time to pick up any miners on the way. So
for sure,
what you can find early is extra valuable. You'll have it the whole seed.
So I think at this point, bombs has to be in Watery Hall.
Yep, that urban. Oh, right, yeah. Can't even move vanilla because we know the artifact is there. Could still be Varia.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, something good's gonna be there. I think that is our only logical check at the moment. Both runners heading that way. Schwartz maintaining a room or two lead here.
It's very interesting that magma pool and those rooms have not been touched once this week.
Yep. Yeah, the different presets really do change how things play out.
I would like it might be cool to take a second to map out what rooms have been skipped fully. Like, there's no reason to go to like Ice Ruins East. There's quite a few paths that just we will not see until next week.
Yep. Well, Frost and I were forced through Ice Ruins East today because spaceship was stupidly in Canyon.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, in this scene we're definitely never seeing Ice Ruins East. We already have spaceship to get through shorelines the quicker way. All right, what do we got here? Varia. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yikes.
So now, we're still pretty much pigeonholed here. I think the only thing we can do is Warrior Shrine at this point. Something good will be there. Is that true? Is there anything else? I don't think so.
Warrior Shrine could be gravity to lead us into something? No, I guess not. Nothing in the back of... most of the back fence stuff needs morph. We have morph. Never mind.
Yeah, we have...
So yeah, we could, like Sam says, go to Research Core.
Oh, gross.
Spider and Warrior Shrine, yeah.
What does Spider do for us? I don't think... Problem is, like, I don't actually think we have much in Fen. I guess you could go all the way reverse through labs to Canyon. Because, like, Research Core I don't think can be anything except thermal at this point. Unless thermal is in Canyon. Or I guess it... Can it be a non-thermal thing and then just expect you to leave out the back again? Maybe it can. Research Core is a weird room logically, because picking up the item logically then makes you require thermal to go backwards through labs anymore.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting edge case.
Looks like...
Op going for Lava Lake. And it looks like Schwartz probably on the way as well.
Yeah, it looks like Op chose to just walk out from Watery Hall, and Schwartz took a save warp. Seems to have turned out that walking out was faster.
Schwartz did not check Lava Lake, Novaria, so... well, both players, so... They're both on the same path currently, and now Op is just slightly in the lead.
A somewhat interesting check, because we haven't found the launcher yet. But I guess it could just be launcher and Warrior Shrine and expect you to loop all the way around to come back here. That's kind of silly. So yeah, I like this play. I want to get this out of the way. Yes, we do know artifacts. Let me copy and paste for someone.
Gravity suit and Lava Lake. There it is.
Oh boy.
So, missiles in Warrior Shrine? Anybody? Or the logical gravity suit to get to Farfen?
Oh my gosh, that does put gravity chamber in logic, doesn't it?
Yikes.
That's gross.
This,
well, yeah, once we have missiles anyways.
One other thing to consider when looking at these minor checks right now is that if one of the players scores an early powerbomb expansion, that unlocks quite a few checks and routing options.
Yeah, that could be another good reason to go out of your way a little bit more for miners early, at least until you find your first.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you actively look for one, but you definitely, if you see one on the way that's pretty quick to pick up, you definitely make the pit stop.
Mm-hmm. How about here? Ah, you can dream. Yep, the see, pretty linear so far. Both runners following each other around. Time up, keeping a little bit of a lead. It's back and forth so far. And neither runner are going to be interested in climbing a bird cave. Totally makes sense. Schwartz did net one extra missile somewhere. Oh, I think from Lower Watery Hall.
Yes.
We're trolling off there a little bit. Alright, see if we can get a glimpse of shore tunnel here.
That is nothing.
Another station like Frigate Crash Site has infinitely many ways to climb it. I'm going for the climb up the side of the room, looping all the way around the top.
Oh,
Bombs.
dang. Seed, you had so much potential. We believed in you.
Alright, so we have options here. Ton of stuff to do in Fen. I guess mostly it's in Fen, but we do have Plant available to us now.
Yeah, I think the correct play definitely is to go into Fen here and work your way up through labs. Probably do Farfandrana. Because by that time, like, you've checked a lot of major locations that we know are not artifacts. And yeah, I don't think there's any denser checks that are available to us.
Yeah, Labs ends up being a pretty good play with 3 majors there. Farfen Loop is a pretty quick, well, not reasonably quick too. Shorelines, unfortunately, isn't quite as nice. We're going to be isolating a check here, and Chapel itself is pretty slow.
Yeah. These settings are very nice for labs, though, because you know you can at least get out the other side, and you're not going to orphan a check with if you didn't have supers.
Mm-hmm.
Makes that play a lot safer.
Our IS was not our aid. And unless this happens to be exactly boost ball here, wouldn't have helped us much anyways. IS would be interesting in this. I'm normally like very anti-blindly ISing for this, but in major minor it's probably more reasonable. So at least you're getting hopefully something. What is that? Spider
Ball.
That is nice to have. Makes mines routing way, way better.
Yep. That also makes Flogger a lot safer of a check now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, early wild pretty much free. Well, actually, just in logic, we do have supers as well. And yeah, we're all tied up here in chat. Well, mostly tied up. off a little bit ahead in the fight. Shigoth being kind of rude. And they decide that they want to turn and face you like super speed. I gotta wait until they decide to chill out. Through the mini Shigoths. No PBs, no plasma. I do this the old-fashioned way. Bombs are reasonably effective, but also rapid-fire missiles when she's panting like that are pretty effective as well.
Fortunately, no real quick ways to deal with Mama Shigoth here. Just
I was
bombs.
saying that. Yeah,
side
Schwartz
missiles.
actually made really quick work of her relative to
Yeah.
Up, and now we're pretty much tied again. I guess the missiles are quite a bit more damage than bombs.
I think you can weave in the bombs with the missiles.
Mm-hmm. Presumably we will be seeing Canyon next from both runners. This thing continues to be pretty... Oh, save? Wow, this is... this is so close still. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it might be like this for most of the race.
Yeah, I mean...
With the routing
Normal-
options that we're giving to us early, like, it's pretty much put them... They've only had one option, so... At this point, it can start to diverge a little bit now that we've got bombs. But I still like the play to stay in Fen here.
Yeah, it's like... Normally I would say the next point of divergence would be like, do you do Thardus or not? But knowing that it's an artifact, I think you just do. At that point, yeah, I think both runners really just are going to full clear Fen here. So I don't think we'll see any divergence for a while. Nice vanilla boost ball. That will give us plasma processing. And we finish this Fen loop. We would still love to have a power bomb by the time we get to storage cave in Far Fen. I have to isolate that check as well as the Chosen Wise Temple.
Thankfully, there are a few miners on our way to through labs, so hopefully both runners can get lucky and find that power bomb.
Yeah, I like that check there from Schwartz. This is one where I often will skip this because I'm starting to feel like comfortable with my equipment at this point. But yeah, lacking any power bombs, I think that is a worthwhile miner to grab. I'll on the other hand gonna skip it. That will tie this up yet again. In fact, yeah, Schwartz gonna take a health refill here while Op charges on into labs. Missile count not great
Sorry.
here.
Our runners switching places by about 10 seconds again. Ooh,
Oh.
wait, Schwartz warp to start.
Spicy.
Interesting.
So we do. So maybe that Spider Supers is making Schwartz think the reverse Flagra play is appealing. We do eventually need to get back to Burn Dome, so that's a reasonable play to make at some point. If you're able to do the triple bomb jump or HPJ in Hall of Elders, we can get to Antechamber
Honestly,
as well.
What I think might be going through Schwartz's head is go to Antechamber now.
Oh,
Go
yeah, yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. It's
Yeah.
less ideal routing for plant, but honestly, without power bombs, like forward plant isn't really that much slower than backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like this is similar to the route I like. My normal routing has been like take this through labs to Frost Cave, save warp, and then make this like late Chozo life growth play. And you know, actually, the boosts. Oh, we don't have a power bomb.
Yeah, for Life Grove.
Oh, yeah, that's a little painful. I would like this play more if we had a power bomb right now. We could do the 2 life growth checks really quick here. Granted,
I
it's
don't
not-
think it's too bad because, I mean, if you find your power bomb on your way through with the Flagra checks, both runners are comfortable with bar skip. Might just be a good play to head into mines after that.
Yeah, that does make sense, actually. It's pretty quick to make this play again if you need. I don't know, I climbed FCS 3 times in my... because my routing was flawless. We get one more. We get a pretty free major here in Hydra with these supers. I'm taking this a little easy here. Health, we're down to just an E-tank left.
Oh, there's our logical missile launcher and antechamber.
Ooh, that's huge for AWP. First PB in
That
Hydra.
is, yeah.
Watch our health a little bit here. Luckily, we have plenty of missiles to kill everything in these next few rooms. Get some drops. A little bit. Schwartz going for this ghost skip.
Oh, just falls off. That's supers, so it won't be too long.
Yeah, not the end of the world here. Go.
If I was Schwartz, I probably would have done the bomb slot cutscene at least, just so you don't have to. So you, in case Elder Chamber is something we got to check later.
Hmm. Always nice to stack the cutscenes in that room if you can. We got a quick check here. I like this as well.
Yeah,
You really
especially
wanna
with
find that
spring
first
ball,
PB.
it's not that. It's pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. All right, new check coming up. Oh, I'm gonna get this observatory dash, but then that will be a new major for us. Almost getting it, just losing a little bit too much height. Oh man, I thought that was gonna do it. Well, into the Zoid fight, we are gonna get... Oh wow, I'm gonna go for the vanilla strat here. Fortunately, the cutscenes do make this quite a bit slower than the dash, but maybe able to make up this time if we're able to find a good item or two here in the back part of Fen.
Yeah, I mean that power bomb is already huge, so.
Mm-hmm. This room was really cool and casual. I really like getting all the lore and whatnot on all the planets. Always cool to see it again.
Yeah, this is just good content here.
More slot dudes.
Audio switching just to hear Zoid explode. Rest in peace, Incinerator Drone.
Yeah, that is half the artifacts for Schwartz. Presumably we're on to Flagra. Oh, wave beam observatory. It's nice to find before heading into mines. It does unlock a check in storage depot A for us.
Which I believe is an artifact.
I think B was the artifact.
B.
See if Schwartz goes straight for the front here. It's been a little bit of a pet peeve of mine seeing people work their way all the way around to the back if you're already in Arboretum. Yeah, looks like it. I don't think you save enough time going to the back to make up for all these extra rooms you're traversing versus just climbing and going straight into the fight.
Yeah, I mean, doing the puzzle, doing the spider track, it's a lot of time you're taking, whereas you could just skip over the gate and, yeah, almost be in the fight by now.
Oh, I thought it didn't give up that shot. I was like, what? That looked like a hit to me. Alright, what do we got in Control Tower? Another major here. This is logically plasma locked. Slightly interesting. And it's X-ray visor. And we're starting to get the mines package here. We do still want that plasma to show up before we commit to lower mines, ideally. Phazon suit also nice. As currently we cannot get into OP without... We can't thaw the Frigidite before the OP boss room. And we also can't get into Phazon Mining Tunnel yet. Or get the item out of it anyways. So Edward. Up. Starting to run a little low on health again.
Yep.
It is a little bit dangerous, especially if you're trying to move through it quickly. Lots of pirates.
Yeah, not a lot of what's it called? Not a lot of weaponry at this point as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing great at quick killing these guys besides a couple of rapid fire missiles, but our ammo is pretty limited too.
Yeah, I think you.
Ooh.
Up.
What?
Okay. Sure, pirates. Sure.
Yeah. Didn't get a look at what was on the more full track there in Aether.
I believe it was another missile.
Schwartz is missing Thardis, and the two mines ones are also missing Zoid.
There's Ice Beam in Research Core.
That's true. This is looking a bit like an exoskip seed. I don't think the runners did any RAs against it. Schwartz is somewhat practiced at it. Why is Ice Beam always here? It's been here very often for me in my experience. It's not even a meme anymore in this preset. That is good news for Op. 2 beams down. Starts to negate some of the advantage Schwartz might have with the exoskip. Ice Beam unfortunately unlocks literally nothing. But that in turn makes it really good to find, just because it therefore could be literally anywhere. Well, that's a lie. Logically, there's a bug, I think, that makes it lock.
Yeah, Elder Chamber.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip Frost Cave here, makes sense. We know it's dead. Just head straight to Grav Chamber. And that power bomb will be put in work, letting us check Storage Cave as well. Schwartz gonna work on these ghosts. Not a huge payout from Plant so far. Iceburner not really excuse me, what we're looking for, especially if we're intending to do an exo skip at some point. What's down there?
It's a nothing down there.
One more check up
That's
here.
that's 2 nothings we've seen so far.
That's actually surprisingly few. Although there have been a decent number of seeds where lower mindsets have kind of deleted. This is among them. It's not quite cooperating with Schwartz here, even with the super missiles. That looks good though, yep. Alright, what do we got?
Something.
That means AMPBs.
Thanks, Schwartz, for skipping the thing so we don't see what it is. And it's
was.
PBs. Okay.
Even for one frame, that telltale glow gives it away. Would love to see Plasma here for this Stardust fight coming up. Actually, I mean, Plasma would put off into phase-on hint mode anyways.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Op goes for Thardus. I imagine yes, just due to the fact that there's nothing else back here. Putting it off later, I think, would just take longer time to just backtrack all the way to the Quarantine Cave elevator.
Yeah, we have a decent missile count to super the visible phases, and we've got bombs to skip invisible phases. This will help a little bit too. So it's not an awful fight as long as you can land all the supers. Alright, where's Schwartz off to? This looks like a Twin Fires play. Potentially going to make the plasma processing play. Curious to see where Schwartz goes after that. Well, it makes some amount of sense to get Thardus out of the way while you're in the neighborhood. But then the question is, do you route into Fen from there? Because then you kind of end up in the middle of nowhere. Now we could kind of route reverse labs, like a save warp out of Gathering Hall, and then make that like life probe into Upper Mines play. Or this could even just be a play straight to all 3 artifacts, get your phase-on suit hint as well. Wouldn't necessarily be an unreasonable play if you want to really double down on the exoskip being your path to victory here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, really, Schwartz could go for a power beam only exoskip.
Yeah. We'll make the plasma processing check here. Makes sense, never gonna have a better opportunity. Ugh, third E-tank there, locked in ice, unfortunate. Probably not ever coming back for that one. And yep, I'm gonna get Thardus out of the way now. If Op takes a peek at Quarantine Monitor before the fight. Taking a power bomb here would be pretty nice. I'm gonna go for it.
I mean, at this point, also might be looking for maybe one more E-tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 is not ideal. At least we'll have all 3 suits by the time we're in final bosses, so we will get that nice 50% damage. Oh, more figures! Unfortunate. Take a lava bath. Have to reset here. Yes. Angry Rock noises. I hate these rocks on his arms. Yep. Hands are so
jump?
fat.
Oh.
It's really hard to get them.
Vanilla plasma beam on Schwartz's side.
Oh. that could be really good news for Op here, because that's probably the next check Op does. And that puts Op pretty much in full clear mode. Now, Op will have to backtrack and get that Zoid check done at some point, but that's the only artifact Op is behind. And we'll be ahead by the better part of a Thardus fight here.
Yeah. Also, likely not having to fight Flogger or Ghosts if we get Phazon Suit hint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless Op makes some sort of save warp play, which isn't like completely out of the realm of possibility. But it does also seem relatively natural to just keep on going into mines here.
Oh yes, because Schwartz would still need to get X-ray in Control Tower if we have to fight OP. But after that route divergence, our runners have once again met up.
Schwartz will have a much easier time with this fight though, with 4 power bombs and plasma. And they actually end up making up a lot of time on this fight relative to Op here. Plasma already dealing really strong damage and also dealing bonus damage to Thardus.
Reverse side smiley face. Nice snipes by Op.
Lock here for Op. Super do it. Yep. There goes Thardus.
Very nice fight.
Briefly tie up the artifact lead here. So Schwartz gets his own. And does Op take this back into Magmore? Yeah, it can be tricky. The optimal strat for Thardus is to get the 2 charged plasma shots in rather than waiting for the bomb. But if you end up missing one of the plasma shots, trying to get the second one in can often mean you miss the opportunity to get the bomb in as well. Oh, Op had never read hits. So yeah, this might be that decision point here. See, are the 2 in mid mines enough to push Op to continue this play rather than save warping? And if we do continue, do we make that detour for plasma processing? And yep, I'm going to make the plasma processing play, so this will be all the important majors minus the suit for Op. A pretty good place to be in. Well, Schwartz with the power of Exoskip, he'll still be able to be in a strong position here as well. Yeah, vanilla Phazon would be pretty bad. Schwartz here. Got that X-ray visor.
There still are a lot of major checks in mines. We've also got Life Grove still are now available to both players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from Schwartz, I almost just expect grab your 2 artifacts, take a save warp, and see what it says. You could maybe take the dip into Elite Research, grab that pickup while you're upgrading Storage Depot B. I don't hate that play.
Yeah, Sam unfortunately pointing out for Schwartz doesn't have Wave Beam for Storage Depot A.
Mm-hmm. At least 2 vanilla items today that I remember. Plasma and boost.
So it looks like Op will also be heading towards the PPC elevator. Unless, of course, it is a safe warp.
Op does have the interesting decision. You could try to press all the way through lower mines here once you're in Sendina. That's a big gamble. OP could have your suit, but that's a real long way to go for just the one check.
Yeah, that's that is definitely a big gamble. It's a big time sink if it just ends up being nothing. You've got all your major requirements to beat the game right now, minus the suit. So I think you probably prefer going for just the high density check still.
Nice snipe there from Op to get that PB. That's another consideration here. Op with only 1 PB capacity, not really what you want for mines.
Yeah, might be reloading that room, getting the guaranteed drop.
Oh, what's in?
It was an E-tank, so probably just getting this just for the safety.
Yeah.
It's a little slow, but so is dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 E-tank mines with only the 20% damage reduction. Not really great. And sometimes you can lose a lot of time just to having to take groups cautiously versus being able to do your kind of normal strats. We'll get artifact number 5 here. Let's see if he makes that elite research play. Nope, that's straight down to Sendina.
Interesting. Schwartz does still have a lot of checks open, so I don't hate going for the hint right now. I think that's probably a good play.
Yeah, the only reason I kind of like doing it here is that, like, now if you go and get that hint, and it says mines, you now like don't know if you need to just go back to mines or if you need to look for more progression. Whereas if you had ruled out the one other check that you can actually do here right now, you would know I need to go find wave or
something else. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good point.
Yeah, if Phazon's in Talon, then I think Schwartz is way ahead here.
Or Chozo, if it's Elder Chamber.
Yep. Yeah, Schwartz is cleared out. Having cleared out plant, you know, at that point it's just Elder Chamber. 10 is a little more awkward, depends how you route it. Chozo Ice Temple would be it then, but Schwartz wouldn't know that, having not done Farfen or Labs. But if you ended up routing in from the front, then Chozo Ice Temple would be the first thing you do. Hot on Versus heals here, heading into mines. Runners hopefully won't have to spend too much time in PvC. We do have the bad layer now that we picked up the plasma processing item. Schwartz, in fact, can't kill all the pirates in there anymore, which is always awkward. We go for May skip.
Ooh. Camera?
Camera. Oh, is Spring Ball help you May skip? That's a weird maze. Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone boost in a maze before. It's a lot of straight tiles there.
Oh, interesting. So Op is going straight down. I wonder if this does mean Op is committing to the OP play here. Otherwise, I would think you would want to grab Storage Depot B first, and then just save warp. Send Dyna like I expected.
Could also do cleanup up towards upper mines.
That's true.
Could
Yeah.
be an option.
Yeah, and I guess Op isn't as urgently needing this hint, given that Zoid is still outstanding. Yeah, only a matter of time before we learn what region is holding the suit today. I think anywhere but Phazon Mines is pretty good for Schwartz. Fen is mixed, I suppose. Yeah, I don't have a great sense of where this mode likes to put Phazon suit. I never did any seed analysis. I know for a lot of the presets, or at least the the even and odd weekly presets and stuff, there are oftentimes where folks will just generate like 1,000 seeds and kind of analyze them and try to get a sense of where progression tends to be. I don't think anyone's done that for this, or at least if they have, they didn't share it, which is fair. Yeah, what a weird maze. Boost and tow, we can pretty quickly make mincemeat out of phase 2 here.
Yep, goodbye Ridley's wings.
Schwartz dropping FPS. It's like the song almost sounds like slower than it should be.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like 8-bit almost.
Yeah.
Ridley's zooming right now. Got the zoomies.
Yeah, not a kind nice Ridley. No luck with these snipes. There we go.
And it does look like Op is doing the gamble for OP.
Yeah. It's pretty close to just kind of being what decides it, I think. If this, I mean, Op's going to be really far behind if this isn't it, but really far ahead if it is. Alright. Just moments away from getting this Phazon suit hint. Actually figure out where the heck it is. Schwartz probably really not wanting to see mines here without having Wave and X-Ray in hand.
Yeah. We do know that Randovinia loves to put phase on suit and phase on mines. But with these settings, it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm. Chozo! Oh, okay. Well, that's... Schwartz is an extra skip away, really.
Yeah.
Holy Chamber really quick to get to. That's the only check left.
Shame Schwartz picked up the plasma beam. Could have been a beamless exoscope. Actually, no, I guess needs plasma to actually get phase-on suit. Unless you did the infinite speed. Which is not allowed, so you can't do it. So yes, you would need plasma beam.
Yeah, plasma was hard required, so yeah, Schwartz found exactly the beam necessary.
one beam only. But yes, that's very good news from Schwartz's side.
Yeah, Schwartz will have plenty of time, even if there's some trouble with the exo skip. Get her done. Well, Op is unfortunately probably going to be pretty disappointed about whatever ends up being down here. Honestly, the best thing we could find now is thermal, but that is not really what we're looking for here on Op's side.
Yeah, I'm just realizing Schwartz will be going into Essence with no only combat visor.
Yeah, that's a spooky Essence fight, honestly. Only 3 E-tanks, and no visors. In the visorless phases, it's a lot easier to take damage from those kind of melee-ish attacks, because you can't really keep track of where Essence is. I'm taking his missile refill to have a little bit of extra ammo, probably for the super missile strat on OP. I always get messed up by missile stations in this game because they don't turn you around like every other station does in like every other Prime game.
Oh, yeah. I haven't used enough missile stations to notice.
Yeah. And well, like partially because I also never go into those rooms, I get like super disoriented. Because the rooms aren't necessarily like the Chozo ones are really small rooms, so it's pretty easy. But like the other rooms have like some random nooks and crannies I like end up walking into for some reason because I'm confused. Yep, phase on suit incoming here, unless we have somehow forgotten some check at Chozo, but I'm pretty sure Schwartz has cleared everything but this. And there we are. Just an exo skip remains here for Schwartz.
Yep. I'd be interested to see how quick he gets this.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's been practicing. But race nerves can get to anybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
And this
want to
trick is
continue to
not
wish
easy.
both runners good luck.
Yeah, I'll take a quick save there in MQB before this OP fight. Makes sense. 3 A-tanks. Still not very much here for that fight, especially without much damage reduction. Ooh, almost gets the ship dash. Very nicely gets the backup slope jump there. Up into this OP fight. Plenty of missiles to quickly break all the armor, and then still should have enough left over for the one cycle strats. Yep. Get a trooper skip. Op gets the trooper skip. Nicely done. Takes the save, locks in the advantage here. Just in case anything wacky happens during this out of bounds. I think it is possible to soft lock if you hit one of the fight triggers along the way.
Successful 1-round OP for Op. Very good job.
Yeah, nicely done. What do we get? Joe managed to dodge that, which may not be ideal. But looks like we're actually fine. Alright, we have of course the Metroid into the room.
What? Oh, I was looking at the wall. I just saw a black screen and I started to panic.
Close. That looks good.
Oh,
Can we get the instant morph jump? Ah, down, unfortunately. But it's salvageable. Can you do some through jumping? Well, op. I didn't even see what was on OP. It was not thermal, anyways. At best, it was a beam combo. Oh boy, and we're almost dead here. This is a really bad layer in PPC. Lots of beam pirates in this room now. And even if we didn't get anything from OP, we do want to be able to finish this climb here, I think, on upside. I'll probably be wanting to check Storage Depot B and Elite Research and Storage Depot A. Oh gosh, and then from there that probably routes into Life Grove and then back into Chozo. Though I could also opt to just grab the Storage Depot B artifact and then beeline it to Zoid. We have climbed back up, gotten to the door.
transition to Crater Tunnel B. Very good.
Now the wall crawling starts. We need to avoid a couple exo fight triggers, but we need to hit some subchamber load triggers. The name of the game here.
Yeah.
Lots of little standable points that you kind of have to memorize to actually be able to stay on the top of this room rather than fall into the aether floor here.
Unfortunately, of course, all these triggers invisible.
Yeah. Yeah, prime wall crawling sucks. Salvage that.
Okay, first trigger dodged. We're just watching so patiently.
Yeah, I know. So like when you see these speedrunners do this, they make this look so easy, but it is not. Like there are so many little. You know, if you don't know exactly where all these little standable points are, it is much slower. But we can also steadily and surely make our way there just with marking and bombing here. Looks like we found some standable.
And now just one more jump. Once we find that standable. There we go.
Now just needs to avoid the trigger while hitting the load, the fight trigger while hitting the load trigger. Successfully transitions to the next subchamber. Or to the first subchamber, I guess. I always forget these room names.
We just need to keep hitting these load triggers in turn. Got that one.
From here, certainly I believe the hard part is over. I think as long as you keep a good pace, don't panic. Certainly from the few times that I've tried this, I find that the back half is definitely easier.
Hmm.
On op side, we're getting a look at Philip.
Ugh. Mine's not the answer so far. A is next.
Okay. One more set of movement to go.
Camera, please.
Okay. Well, just needs to hit that trigger in front of us. Has the room loaded. Yeah. Unfortunately, when you unmorph after a bomb jump, it'll aim you towards Exo. But successfully Exo skip.
Yeah, well done,
Good
Schwartz.
job, Schwartz. Yeah. Not an easy feat.
Yeah, it's not over yet, though. Visorless Essence still to contend with here.
Yep, Visorless Essence, 3 tanks. It's not a lot of room for error here. You're gonna need to be. You can't just start slacking off. You see that sometimes when players have lots of E-tanks, full suits. You know, you're pretty safe at this point, especially with all the refills when you've got a lot of E-tanks.
Really where
Nice.
we want Essence to be. Get a little bit of chip damage in, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Already down half an E-tank though, which isn't ideal for the first pool.
Now for this, I believe you would want to pool cancel all the combat phases, I'd imagine, to get as much damage as possible.
Yeah, I think ideally you would want to end this on the second visible pool. Get enough chip damage in some of these invisible phases that through 2 sets of pool canceling you can end the fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought I did hear that it was a pool skip, unfortunately.
Not the absolute end of the world, since we were not going to be able to shoot that phase anyways.
Yeah, I think Schwartz didn't even realize that it was a pool skip. But
Yeah,
is
really
going to
nice.
choose to conserve the ammo. Definitely a good play here.
That
Maybe
move from
waiting
Essence
for-
was not ideal.
Yeah.
It was really nice pool canceling up to that point. Let her make that one move, kind of put her in a bad
There.
spot. It's a little better. Hopefully she'll decide to move away again here before the end. Nope. Second pool skill.
That's 2.
Oh, oh boy. We really need to preserve our health here, because I wouldn't be drawing, I would be dodging.
bold move.
Because I don't know if we're getting through this in 2 visible phases now, so we gotta survive like 9 pools. We definitely gotta watch ourselves here. This route is a good place to spawn. We still can't get hit when it decides to move near us and then scream, but luckily this time we're good.
Some nice drops from the Metroids. Oh. Oh, it's back
Why
at.
is she always over there? Gosh.
Oof, I would have grabbed those 2 pink drops. Schwartz. Oh, that's still there. Schwartz, pick him up.
Oh no.
Up on our way to Life Grove Tunnel. Life Grove. We get 2 checks there.
We find we can survive to the next visible pool. It'll be pretty easy to end it from there. Well, just not catching a break here, finding Wavebuster in Life Grove. Schwartz gonna go for some attack cancels here. It actually seemed pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Hard to tell sometimes if you were too early or not, but better to be a little too early than to let her move and completely lose track of her.
For sure.
Yeah, now I think we're doing pretty well on health. We're gonna survive 2 more phases here.
Oof, just a little bit left.
Oh, so close.
But at this point, pretty safe. You know, I'm just gonna need 1 more shot. It's just gonna take just a little bit more focus to finish this out, but not really any risk of dying anymore.
It's like, oh, we'll track down this phase on 2 pretty much right as Schwartz ends it here.
There we go. GG's to Schwartz.
GG's.
And
Op
GG's to
does-
Op as well for also putting on a good show. With the amount of times these racers were together, I mean, shows you how skillful both of these guys are.
Oh yeah, it was real back and forth through the whole beginning of this seed. Just doing exo skip things this week.
Hello?
GG's.
GG's. Woo!
Sweating a bit?
Yes. Man.
So where was it?
You are standing on top of it.
Talking about Phazon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was incredible that it didn't end up turning up in mines there. That AOP play was a big gamble, but it had a pretty decent chance of paying out for you. But unfortunately, Schwartz was able to track down the hint, find it in Chozo, and then
Yeah.
Exo skip saved having to track down the remaining beams.
Yeah, I had, like, as soon as I got, what was it, like, plasma, I was like, okay, Thardus will be quick and easy. I can go, like, get the hint now, because I had gotten main PBs, which were the only power bombs I found. And I just prayed, Lord Almighty, that the hint wasn't in Phazon Mines. Because I had not touched that, and I did not have X-ray. So it would have been a really punishing backtrack. And thankfully, it was Chozo, and that was the only location that it could have been for me.
Yeah. It was an awesome run by both of you. I mean, the routes from the beginning were the exact same. You guys had to kind of follow just a singular path. Both your movement was on point. You guys were neck and neck for a while. I mean, for a while. I mean, it was like 40 minutes or something like that. You guys were tied. The big route divergence happened at labs. Schwartz, you took the save out, and Op, you pushed forward into labs, which ended up having wave beam, ice beam, and X-ray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was initially thinking grav chamber because of that gravity suit, because I had 2 practice seats in a row where I had bombs there.
Oh,
So
gross.
I was like, okay, I'm going to do front, like, mid-Magmore, and if I get bombs there, then I'll at least do front Fen. And then when I found Spider in Elder Chamber, I'm like, okay, I'm not playing around this time. I'm going to just go do Flagra. And it turns out that Flagra had main PBs, so that just, like, let me instantly grab artifacts without any, you know, delay. So, and then I just played through the hint.
I want to say this is our first double beam skip on Exo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we've seen some like ice beam skips or something like that, but just finishing with power and plasma, that's it's not a lot of beams.
No, it wasn't. I was thankful that I found plasma, at least vanilla, by the way, which is really funny. Just in case, like, I don't know, it at least let me get Elder Chamber, which was really good.
Yeah.
I was feeling kind of bad going reverse Chozo, orphaning that, but I was like, I think it'll be worth it in the end, and it turns out that it was.
Yeah, the plasma checks are really awkward in Major Minor, just because you leave them all over the place if you find plasma late, and plasma can easily be really late.
Mm-hmm. But man, I was very nerve-wracked about that exo skip. That was kind of scuffed. My transition to subchamber 3, I fell down to the bottom of the Aether box, so I had to Aether jump up to get at least a little bit of height.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I almost got the IUJ, but
Yeah, the pause was close.
yeah, unfortunately.
But no, I mean, you know the backups. You know how to get yourself out of trouble if something kind of goes wrong on it, and that's pretty important if you're going to go for that in a race.
Thankfully, that Phazon core climb was not that hard. It was really nice today. That corner likes to be weird. It likes to lie to me. But yeah, that was not a big problem.
Yeah, cool. And I mean, on op side, we got to see the 1 round OP. Definitely not a free trick. Definitely takes some practice. Got to see some good movement through lower mines. Yeah, just unfortunately that was unfortunately nothing important down there, but definitely was able to show off some movement throughout the race. Both you guys were moving, both racers. It was very fun knowing that the skill level and knowledge level was very high on both sides.
Indeed.
Made for an interesting watch.
the Zoid artifact plus Chozo Phazon was a really rough combo. Because like if all the artifacts were in mines or something, then maybe that leads you to just go get your hint. But like when you know you have to get all the way back to Zoid to ever get your hint, it's hard to like not stop doing checks. Because Phazon's got to be soon, but then it doesn't have to be always. Feels bad.
Indeed.
Because like yeah, your routing made a lot of sense. Op just didn't end up working out this time.
I had a similar feeling with my race, so I made a lot of the same choices.
I was told to win races, make plays that are semi unreasonable, but if you think about it, it's actually kind of good. And that reverse Chozo into getting main PBs on ghosts, I think, was that play that really just sent me on my way. But I really wish I could have at least gotten a visor. That essence was really bad.
Yeah,
can't-
how many pools was that?
That was like 9.
9? Yeah.
I can't for the life of me find essence if I don't like get it in like the first like second before it like moves.
Yeah. It's pretty difficult. Because by the time you scout it in scan visor and pull down your scan visor, it has time to move again.
Yeah. It's that's something I should work on. Whew. I'm just glad that exoskip paid off. I have been working hard at that, and it wasn't perfect, but it was enough.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge factor. If you had to track down those 2 beams, this could easily have swung back the other way. So yeah, no, good to see the practice paying off. Congrats.
Granted, that exoskip probably didn't. At least the way I did it, it probably didn't save time since those beams were practically free. You could have just gone into labs and then straight to Thardus, but then you had that predicament of finding Phazon and like a power bomb.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Is like I don't know when you ever do Zoid if you keep going, and that was I think kind of what Op ran into.
Mm-hmm.
So like that save warp did actually work pretty well for being able to route in that Zoid artifact. It's always awkward when you leave stuff in early Chozo, especially in this mode, because you often have the ability to just keep pressing onwards. So like the cleanup phase ends up being really awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, that only gives me one more race before I am maybe secure for top 8.
Yeah, you are in the hunt. There will be some folks at 4 and 2 that make it in.
Yippee!
Got to win next week as well. Hope for some wins from folks like Op, your previous opponents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shoutouts Op. He is a great player. I was extremely nervous about this race going into it. I know how much he has played this game. He's played this a lot longer than me, and I was quite nervous that I was going to lose. But thankfully, my wacky play paid off. But yeah, shoutouts Op.
Appreciate it. GG's.
Yeah,
GG's.
I mean it showed with all the syncs that were happening throughout the race that the skill level was definitely high on both sides. It was definitely a good showing. Would recommend everyone watch it back, and anyone who's maybe missed this and is watching it in the VODs, welcome.
Hello from the future. Or from the past, I guess. My perspective, I don't know.
Hello in the future.
Yes, there we go.
Any final thoughts on the seed from any runners, or any thoughts about going into next week with Armory Hunt?
I just like to say thank goodness I didn't have to do early wild. I was like, that has been like my Achilles heel for these seeds, and I have not been good at it as of late. I suck really bad at it, but thankfully I didn't have to do that, and yeah.
Yeah, I kind of realized this week it doesn't really come up in regular rando hardly ever.
No.
But yeah, this week it is actually a pretty important trick in a lot of seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Armory Hunt should be really exciting. Just starting out with like boost, space jump, spider from the get-go is just so powerful. It just trims a lot of the fat of
Starting off with 25 health, 3 scarabs breathe on you and you're dead. Also
that
pretty
is also
exciting.
I kind of forgot about that.
yeah, it really makes you think how much can you get by with.
Mhm.
Which I think that's my favorite part of the seed, honestly.
Yeah, I had a
Really-
lot of fun with it when I was practicing it. I'm looking forward to week 6.
It makes you really push your limits in terms of E tolerance. But yeah, I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that will wrap us up here for the night. No more matches today. We do have some scheduled for tomorrow. We've got Speckled J versus Diceron at 6 p.m. Eastern. And at 8, we got another doubleheader, Cameron versus Odraxis, and Inner Slice versus Nye. Stay tuned for all those. Should be some pretty good races, actually.
Yep.
And yeah, I think with that, GG's to our runners. Be sure to give them both a follow. Thank you, Pierre, for tracking for us. And Jeff, been a pleasure commenting with you.
You too, Baha.
I think with that, we will see you next mission.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It-